Mocking every single pick for the New York Jets in the 2022 NFL Draft. Let's get it. Using Pro Football Focus's mock draft simulator, I'm going to set it to 5 rounds. We don't have any 6th or 7th round picks this year. Let's pick the team we'll be GMing for. That's the New York Jets. All other 31 teams' picks will be simulated for us, but when the Jets are on the clock, we'll be making the calls. Let's enter the draft. Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock. Let's begin. Our first pick comes at number 4. Aiden Hutchinson, Kyle Hamilton, and Kayvon Thibodeaux went off the board. That's a likely scenario I could see happening. Jets are on the clock at 4. With the top 2 edge rushers gone, I'm leaning away from offensive linemen here. And I'm going to go with, I wanted to type in Sauce. There he is. I'm going to go with Ahmad Sauce Gardner, cornerback Cincinnati. A pick I've been really hammering home recently. A sticky cornerback, number 1, 6'3", 200 pounds. Hasn't a lot of touchdown in 3 years. As a starter, smooth athlete, good ball skills, going to immediately be our number 1 corner. Follow the opposing team's wide receiver across the field, cover Stefon Diggs twice a year, and he's got a really solid character, a great work ethic. I think he'll be one of the leaders of our defense right away. Love this pick at number 4, Ahmad Gardner. We have another pick in the top 10. Quarterback went off the board, along with Stingley in the top 10. A couple more offensive linemen. So we've been talking about possibly edge at 4, but with Tibbs and Hutchinson gone, there's still some edge players I really like here. You see George Karlaftis right there, but there's another name that I really like, and that is Travon Walker, the edge from Georgia. He's going to be our pick here. 6'5", 272, and a 4.5 40-yard dash. Some really strong measurables. Long arms, strong against the run, going to bat down balls. Is he going to get you 15 sacks a year? No, but a really reliable 8 to 10 sacks a year kind of player. My pro comp here is Emmanuel Ogbah. Not every edge rush from the top 10 is going to be a Bosa brother or a Chase Young. This draft, I don't even think has one of those. So at number 10, this is still really good value. This is better than any pass rusher that we've had since, Muhammad Wilkerson's breakout season. That's the pick at number 10, Travon Walker, edge rusher from Georgia. We're going to round out the first round here, and the Jets are going to be on the clock shortly because we have 2 picks pretty early in the second round. First is 36. Alrighty. This has been a spot where I've been leaning tight end, linebacker, and safety. And we see Lewis Sign is off the board, a safety I really liked. So I'm going to go ahead and see. And he is here. Haha. Trey McBride, tight end, Colorado State. That's going to be the pick for me. The Jets also need to bring a veteran tight end in this offseason. But Trey McBride, 6'4", 260, over 90 catches and 1,100 yards at Colorado State. A lot of scouts have him as the number 1 tight end in this class. And I think early in the second round is good value. He's going to be immediately an upgrade in talent over anything we've had in the tight end room since probably Dustin Keller over a decade ago. So this is a position we must upgrade. It's good value. Let's make it happen. Trey McBride. Now our next pick, 38, from the Sam Darnold trade. I'm going to be looking towards the defensive side of the ball here if I can. Sky Moore is a receiver I like, though. That might be tempting. Got a couple good linebackers left, but I'm going to go with safety, Jaquan Brisker from Ohio State. 6'1", 200 pounds, sub 4.5 40, a good athlete, kind of a Swiss Army knife. Doesn't have one thing he does elitely, but does everything really well. A pro comp here is Micah Hyde at the Buffalo Bills, a plug and play starter on day 1, instant upgrade to anything we had last year. So in the second round, now we've upgraded the 2 worst position groups on the team last year, but I also think we need free agent signings to complement our draft picks at tight end and safety respectively. Jaquan Brisker is the pick at 38. Let's round out the rest of the second round. The Jets will be on the clock in the third round shortly. Jets back on the clock, third round pick. Lots of different ways we can go. We could go linebacker, we could go corner, we could look for some depth on the offensive line. Probably still a little too high for running back for me. Let's take a peek at the best players that we have available right now. Justin Ross, talented wide receiver. Darian Beavers, I'd probably like to get him in the 4th round. Ooh, here's me the pick for me. Christian Watson, wide receiver, North Dakota State. He is shooting up draft boards. You'd like him better in the 4th round, but I don't know if he's going to be there. Raw athletic score, close to 10, tested about as freakily as you possibly can. 6'4", over 200 pounds, runs in the 4.3, crazy broad jump, insane vertical. So we're going to bring him in the 3rd round, have him come in as our wide receiver 4 or 5 year 1. Hopefully we brought in a wide receiver 1 in the free agency market, and then maybe in a year or 2 we can move off that money and Christian Watson could slide in as a starter on the outside. Again, we're going to need some depth because right now Braxton Berrios, hopefully we bring him back, but he is a free agent and we can't, nothing is guaranteed with Denzel Mims even being on the roster. So Christian Watson is going to be the pick in the 3rd round. Rounding out the rest of the 3rd round, we're going to have 2 picks upcoming in round 4. Round 4, again, we could be looking linebacker, we could be looking corner. Still, depth on the offensive line is a possibility, but I'm really hoping that the Jets have put themselves in a position to be in a best player available mindset. So let's go ahead and take a peek. Donovan West is a center that I would consider to sit behind Connor McGovern for a year and see if he can turn into a starter. I like Jojo Dama at Nebraska too. Might have to come up and grab him. Greg Dulcich could be good value in round 4, but we already took Trey McBride, and I'm hoping we brought in a tight end in free agency. I saw a name I might come back up to. To me, it's between Algier, the running back, or Rasheed Walker, the tackle. I think I can come back and get a running back in the 5th round. I'm going to draft Rasheed Walker to be our developmental swing tackle next season. All right, we have another 4th round pick. And again, I'm looking for some more depth on the offensive line. Donovan West, center from Arizona State, is still there. So these are 2 really good picks that complement each other, I think. We have the backup swing tackle, and now we have the backup center. Signing veteran backup offensive linemen is pretty expensive. A backup swing tackle is going to cost you $5-6 million for a good one. A backup center is going to cost you upwards of $3 million. So to get those 2 roles filled on rookie contracts, and again, need a little bit of insurance with Mekhi Becton with the injury, so I like bringing in a tackle, and Connor McGovern last year of his contract. So these are 2 really good value picks for me, guys who can serve backup roles this year and could be starters down the line. Donovan West, center Arizona State, is the pick at 114. Moving into the 5th round, we have 2 more picks here. And let's look at the best players available. Quandre White might be a halfback we want to take, but I'm going to go with DeMarco Jackson, linebacker, Appalachian State. Again, this is another position group where we needed to upgrade in free agency and in the draft. And this is probably a little late to address this need, but he fits the kind of linebacker that Robert Saleh seemed to be looking for towards the end of the draft last season. He's 6'1", he's 230, he's from a smaller school, but he plays really fast and could be hopefully competing with CJ Mosley. And another linebacker we bring in a free agency to be that 3rd linebacker in our 4-3 defensive base, and if not, could be a player that is for depth and probably has some good value on special teams. So DeMarco Jackson is the pick, linebacker, Appalachian State. We have 1 more pick, our final pick in this year's draft, and it is pick 161 in the 5th round. And we haven't come away with a corner. Or a running back. Jelani Woods, tight end, he's a really big dude. This is a deep draft. I'm going to go Pierre Strong, running back out of South Dakota State. I like Michael Carter as the running back number 1 Tevin Coleman. I like to bring him back. He was our running back 2 last year. I'd like him better as a running back number 3. So we're going to bring in Pierre Strong Jr. to go ahead and be that running back number 2. Production, not what you would have wanted last year, but his first 2 seasons were really, really strong. Over 1,000 yards, 5'11", 205. So he's still a little bit bigger than Michael Carter, not what you would call a bruising back by any means. But he's got a bruising name, Pierre Strong, right? Good name for a running back. So he's going to be the pick there. All right, and that rounds out our 5-round mock draft for the New York Jets. Let's see what we came away with. At number 4, we got cornerback Ahmad Sauce Gardner. They gave us a B+ there. At number 10 overall, we got edge Travon Walker, and they gave us a B-. Oh, we got an F for taking Trey McBride. Pro Football Focus, how could you? Early in the 2nd round. At pick 38, we took safety Jaquan Brisker. That got a B+. They're also not liking me reaching a little bit for Christian Watson. I can understand how he's probably more of a 4th or 5th round pick based on his production and tape, but I reached for the measurables in round 3. Rasheed Walker, good value on a swing tackle in round 4, and even better value on someone who could eventually be our starting center in Donovan West in the 4th round. DeMarco Jackson, we got a linebacker who can also play special teams. That's an A. And we rounded off the draft with Pierre Strong Jr., running back, could compete with Tevin Coleman to be our running back number 2 behind Michael Carter. An overall draft grade of a B-. What would you grade this 2022 mock draft? What did I get right? Where did I go wrong? And if you want to see my complete full mock-off season with cuts and free agency, you can check that out right here or here, somewhere up there. Thank you for watching, and go Jets.